Thank you for joining me for lesson 1. In this lesson, I want you to focus on 2 key points. The first is taking active control of your breath and finding that place where the in-breath turns to an out-breath. And the second point is to start to learn to bring your mind's attention to a very specific acupressure point. It's right here. So to find this point, you're going to take one finger, put it in your belly button, take 3 fingers from your other hand, it's got to be your hand, put it right below your belly button, and then take that finger out of your belly button, put it right where your ring finger falls. And now this point is called the Dandian, or conception vessel number 7, or the gate of life. And so we want to knock on this point and wake it up. We want to warm up our balance, because this point, when you learn to bring your mind's attention to this point, it improves your balance just like that. And so we are going to wake it up by knocking on it. But before we can do that, we have to figure out what the lower and what the upper part of our body is doing here. So the lower half of our body is we're going to be shifting our weight from one side to the other. Just as simply as this, like pouring water between 2 glasses. I want you to pour your weight between your legs, just like this here. Okay? So let's put our hands back on our hips and just practice shifting our weight from one side to the other while we take control of our breathing. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And now I want you to relax your arms and let them swing. Now I have extra long arms, so I have to keep kind of a curl at my elbow for this knocking exercise. Because if I just let them dangle, it's my forearm that does the knocking. So if you have extra long arms like me, then you might have to keep a little curl here in your elbow to help you with this, to help you impact this point. Now big breath in. Let it go. Breathe in. And breathe out. Big breaths. Big breaths. Feel that in, turn to an out. And really feel this point. Feel this lower Dandian. Like when you feel hungry or nervous, it's an internal feeling. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in the peace of the universe. And breathe out all of your stress, all the negativity. Just let it all go. Relax and shift your weight. Feel that in breath, turn to an out breath. One more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Nice work, you guys. That's knocking on the gate of life. See you for lesson 2. Please remember to like and subscribe to help our channel grow. Thank you for joining me for lesson 2. Lesson 2 is called Walking on Ice in the Dark. And this is the foundation of the footwork of the form that we're working our way up to. But the key takeaways here are to practice bringing your mind's attention on this point, and then working on coordinating your breath to emotion, like a physical movement, not an emotion. So if you're a weightlifter or athlete or whatever, you're probably familiar with this idea of putting your breath behind an action. But if you're not, this is a great place to start. So what I want you to do is I want you to bring all of your weight to one side. Even stand with your feet right next to each other. And this will be very similar to the opening form. But this is just walking on ice in the dark. What I want you to do is I want you to take a really nice big breath in and shift all of your weight to this leg, empty this one, and stretch this foot out and breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. And you can find this point again, right? We can do this. We can hold this point here. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Now let's add a little half circle motion to it. Breathe in. Breathe out. So we're going to make it 1.5 circles. Breathe in. And breathe out. But if this is too difficult, you can also touch that foot down anytime you need to stabilize yourself and shift your weight. In. 1 circle. Shift your weight. And balance. Gotta have balance. Breathe in. Breathe out as you set that foot down. We can also do it where we stay on one foot for a bit longer, right? Where we draw a couple of circles over here, breathing in, and breathing out on the circle. Come back and set it down. Breathe in. Shift that weight. Breathe in. Breathe out. So this exercise has kind of a lot of range where you can be practicing it just tapping your toes straight out. All right, this is the way my dad does it. He's kind of an old guy. He just taps that toe out, sets it down. Or if you're an athlete, you're a gymnast, something, you're familiar with challenging your balance, stay over here. practice just circling that foot around. But we still want to find that coordination of breath to movement. So in, breathe out. Step it out. And that coordination between breath and motion is a good way to slow the tempo of the exercise down. The longer the breath, the slower the motion. And that's part of the point of Tai Chi. It is a very slow moving martial art. Yeah. So let's do three more, or four. You gotta have it even, right? Balance. So find that point if you need it. Breathe in. Half circle step out. 1. Breathe in. 2. Breathe in. Breathe out. Just like that. So this is a warm-up. It's the foundation of the footwork of the form we're working towards, and it is called walking on ice in the dark. Thank you for joining me. Look forward to seeing you for lesson 3. Please remember to like and subscribe to help our channel grow. Thank you for joining me for lesson 3. Now this exercise, this Qigong exercise, in the form that we're working towards, it is a piece of the opening and it's a piece of the closing. But as a Qigong exercise, we call it Old Man Moves the Mountain. So I want you to shift all of your weight to one side. I want you to stand in what we call Wu Ji, or the infinity posture. Your feet together. And I want you to take a nice deep breath. Take one of those walking on ice in the dark steps. Step out. And then breathe in. Let your hands rise. And breathe out. Let them fall. And scoop something up. Cross your hands. And step together on this side. Okay? Alright, so we're going to do it again. From here to there. From Wu Ji over here to on that side. So this is the opening form. We circle step out. Breathe in. Let our hands rise. Let them fall. Scoop up that big ball. And step back together. So breathe in. Circle step out. And you can tap this out. If you can't do the circle step, tap it out. Step apart. Breathe in. Let that big ball fill up under your hands. As you breathe out, let them fall. Scoop up that big ball. Breathe in. Breathe out. And so in the form, this is Wu Ji to Tai Chi. Hands up. You down. And this is where we set the intensity of the exercise. You only have to go as low as you can. And breathe in. Step open. Breathe in. Step out. Breathe in. Let your hands rise. Sink down. Scoop up that ball. Step together. Breathe out. Breathe in. Step. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sink down. Scoop up that big ball. Shift your weight. And close. So the closing part of it is this. The form will close just like this here. And the form opens just like this here. Okay? Good. You got this. Let's do 4 more. So we're already apart. Let's step it back together over here. And I want you guys to follow me like a mirror. Okay? So don't try to be turning over your shoulder, because I am going to use all the reverse language, whatever. I'm going to use all the right language so that you can be following me like a mirror. So breathe in. Take a nice slow step to the right. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Scoop that big ball up. Close over here. Bring that left foot in. Now big breath in. Step that left foot out. In. Breathe out. Scoop up that big ball. Step that right foot in. Just relax. 2. Breathe in. Step it out. Breathe in. Go. Now with all the fun names, Wuji, Tai Chi, hands up, you down, apparent closeness, back to Wuji. All right, I hope that was 4. Thank you for joining me for lesson 3. Look forward to seeing you for lesson 4. Please remember to like and subscribe for lesson 4. And lesson 4 is called Lion Plays with the Ball. And lion plays with the ball happens all over the place, in the long form, in the short form. Almost every movement in the form transitions through or from a lion plays with the ball. And so lion plays with the ball is a 3-part exercise. And it starts with an empty step, right? So we're going to empty our left leg here and bring it just so our toe is on the ground. We're going to do lion plays with the ball right first. So we're going to stand on our right leg with our right hand up, our left hand under. We're going to do a step from walking on ice in the dark. We're going to take this ball and we're going to turn it over. But that motion of turning it over is called stroke the cub's belly. And then we catch the ball over here on the left, or lion plays with the ball left. And the breathing, we want to coordinate our breath on this motion. We want to breathe in when we catch the ball. And breathe out as we stroke the cub's belly. So breathe in, circle step, and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. So we're stacking some skills on top of each other here. Breathe in, stroke the cub's belly, breathe out. Lion place the ball left. Stroke the cub's belly. Lion plays with the ball right. Now this Qigong exercise is a part of the form. And you'll see when we get there. This is part of the opening sequence. Breathe in. Circle step. Breathe out. So this should be a coordination of your breath. This is also challenging your balance. And it's also a new move, right? And we can start it from Wu Ji. Step out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let it fall. Catch the ball over here. The lion plays the ball right. Circle step out. Stroke the cub's belly. Lion plays the ball. Breathe in. Step. And breathe out. Shift all of your weight here. Catch the ball. Lion plays the ball left. Step. Stroke the cub's belly. Lion plays the ball right. In. Breathe out. Catch the ball. Breathe in all of that peace. Breathe out all of your worries and stress. In. Breathe out. Last one. Catch the ball over here. Step it back together. Close up. All right, that was lesson 4. Lion plays with the ball. Look forward to seeing you guys for lesson 5. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. Welcome to Lesson 5. Lesson 5 is called Single Whip. And just like Lesson 4 with Lion Plays with the Ball, this exercise is a part of the form. And it happens in the form. So it's going to be very similar to Lion Plays with the Ball, but it's Single Whip. So we're going to go ahead and start with a Lion Plays with the Ball left, where your left hand is on top and your right hand is underneath, and all your weight is on your left leg here, okay? And the single whip is you pinch all of these fingers on top together, and you're going to stick this arm out to the side, right? But you want it to be round here, you want to be round here, you want your shoulder rounded and relaxed. And this lower hand is going to circle up and out like that while you take a circling step, like the walking on ice in the dark. Then we catch a ball over here for Lion Plays the Ball right. Pinch all those fingers together. Open and circle, just like that for single whip. And catch the ball. Pinch and circle. And stick that hand out. And so we still want to breathe in on that Lion Plays with the Ball part. Breathe in. Pinch and step. Breathe in. Catch the ball. Breathe out. Single whip. Catch a ball over here. Step out. Circle that lower hand. Stick that top hand out. Single whip. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. So this is a good place to tell you guys one other tiny thing. So we're testing our balance here, right? We're challenging our balance. So we want our mind's attention on this point. But other than breathing, what should your face be doing? And you should be cultivating the feeling of a smile. So don't smile big like an idiot, you know? Like, ew. Not like this. It's just the feeling of a smile. So you think about something that brings you joy, right? Playing with a puppy, playing with your kids, winning something, losing something. Breathe in, breathe out. Practice our breathing, our balance, and that feeling of a smile. Lion plays the ball right. Circle that lower hand up. Breathe out. And usually in my practice, I am breathing out on that top hand as it comes across my face. It comes by. So breathe in. Circle step. Breathe out. Lion plays the ball left. Circle step out. Single whip. So in the form, this move is a transition. And there's lots of, you go from here to a number of other moves. But we'll get to that. I just wanted to warn you, there's lots of things that follow it. Breathe out. Good. Lion plays the ball left. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Breathe out. Let's do two more, nice and slow. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Nice work, you guys. Thank you for joining me for Single Whip. Next up is lesson 6. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Welcome to lesson number 6. Thank you for joining me. This lesson is called Old Man Rows the Boat Home at Sunset. And it's really a slight change to the footwork. It helps to add to the foundation that we're building. Because in the form, we move from our feet like this to having them in a lunge. And we do sequences in this direction, and we turn and we do sequences in this direction. And boat rowing is a fantastic way to not just warm up, because it is a warm-up, it's one of my favorite warm-ups, but it's a good mental model for how the form moves and how the form goes. And so to do Old Man Rows the Boat Home at Sunset, we're just going to turn to our left here and put our left foot out in front. We're going to set this left foot, we're going to put those toes right next to a rubber wall in our mind. And when we shift our weight forward, that knee is going to touch that rubber wall and then bounce us back. Okay? And these hands, this is what our hands are going to do. They're going to go up and down, but in and out at the same time. It should look a lot like this here. Right? So for now, let's just let them go out, come back, out, and back. One more. Out and back. And then we're going to turn and bring our hands back to our hips over here. And then out and back. And we should breathe in back here and out here. So breathe in, breathe out. So just like that water behind me, it's just rolling up and rolling back. In and out. Then we're going to come back to here, turn. And this time I want you to breathe in and let your hands rise as you shift forward. And let them fall as you shift back. And breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Breathe in and turn. Breathe out. And row that boat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Turn. Breathe out. Make it as wide as you need to. So you're down there a little low. You feel it in your legs. Come over here. Let's do some more over here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in all of that peace. Breathe out all that stress. Let it go. Breathe in. Breathe out. Turn. So now this whole coordinated motion Your hands should be drawing a circle. Good, let's do one more set over here on the right. Turn. Breathe in. Breathe out. And when you do bounce back here, push your toes into the ground. Excellent. That's lesson 6. Old man rows the boat home at sunset. Looking forward to see you in lesson number 7, where we start the sequence. Please remember to like and subscribe to help our channel grow. Welcome to lesson 7. So here in lesson 7, we are going to start the sequences. So the sequences are where we're doing a number of different moves in an order, in a direction. Okay? Okay. So this lesson is grasp the sparrow's tail. And it goes just like this. It starts, the lion plays with the ball. We're going to do lion plays with the ball right the first time. We're going to do grasp the sparrow's tail left. So we're going to take this ball. We're going to step out. We're going to set this ball on a shelf over here. And then let it go. Roll back. Catch another ball. And then squish this ball down for press. Move forward and let it go. And then push. So just like with boat rowing, we're shifting our weight forward, shifting our weight back. So let's start over again from lion plays the ball right. Step out. Ward off right, or ward off left, sorry. Roll back. Press. And push. And so these 3 moves together make up the grasp the sparrow's tail sequence. And just like with boat rowing, we're going to turn, except we're going to come to lion plays with the ball, circle step out, and do ward off, right, roll back, press, and push. Turn, start the turn, come back to lion plays with the ball right, circle step out, ward off, roll back, press, and push. Turn, come back to lion plays with the ball, test that balance, breathe in, breathe out, set that ball over there, ward off. Roll back, catch another ball, squish it down for press, breathe out, breathe in, push, turn, lion plays with the ball, ward off, roll back, press, and push. There's no limit to how many of these you can do. Obviously, you can just go on and on. That will be true of the short form that we're learning. Press and push. Turn. You can try to gradually get a little lower if you're comfortable with that. Or just stay where you're comfortable. Breathe in, breathe out. Turn. Lion plays the ball. back. Press. And push. Remember that rubber wall. Remember to push with your toes. So right there, push with your toes. Press. Feel it find its natural end. Sit back and push. Turn. Catch that ball over here. We're doing the grasp the sparrow's tail sequence. We're going to ward off, press, and push. Turn. And do lion plays with the ball right. And ward off left. Roll back. Press left. And push left. Turn. Back to lion plays the ball left. Step out. Ward off right. Roll back. Press right. And push right. Back to center. Cross hands. Practice the closing here with that step back together. It's a great job on lesson 7 here, you guys. This is all going to start coming together, I promise. We have one more lesson, maybe 2 more of sequences, and then we're going to get into that long form, and we'll get to that morning routine lesson. So thank you for joining me. Look forward to seeing you in the next lesson. Please remember to like and subscribe to help our channel grow. Lesson 8. We are here to cover the closing sequence in this lesson. And the closing sequence, we're going to stack it right on top of lesson 5. Obviously we're in lesson 8, but lesson 5 is the single whip. And we are going to use single whip to make this closing sequence works because they go together. So let's start it with a lion plays the ball right. Step out, open up into that single whip. And we're going to take this hand that's out in front. We're going to draw it back and across for intercept, and then punch. Withdraw, wipe off, and push. Okay, so let me back up just for a second here. So, from single whip, this intercept should be a nice drawing. We're drawing an opponent in or away in this direction. And then we're punching with a nice gentle fist. Nothing heavily clenched. We don't want white knuckles. And then there's a nice wipe off here where you're making contact. Where the intercepting hand is making contact as that punching hand draws back before we go into the push. And a Tai Chi push, most people have pushed something or someone, and you're accustomed to sort of pushing just straight horizontally. And maybe that's the way you were doing the push in Grasp the Sparrow's Tail. But in Tai Chi, to put it into context of pushing hands or sticky hands, whatever you want to call it, we want that push we want to sink down as we wind up for the push. We want the push to go from low to high. Let's turn, let's do some over here. So lion plays the ball left. Single whip. Draw that right hand across. Get that left hand ready for punching. Nice gentle punch. Withdraw, wipe off, and push. So now the breathing for this. We breathe in here. Breathe out here. Breathe in here. Breathe out here. Breathe in on that wipe off, withdraw. Breathe out on that push. And your hands really don't need to go higher than your heart. or lower than your hips. Single whip, intercept, punch, withdraw, wipe off, push, turn, catch another ball, step out and single whip, intercept. And so this pinched hand, this thing starts to come down. It can get involved in the intercept if you want. Punch, withdraw, push, turn, and do the single whip on this side. I know I didn't quite come all the way back to the line plays with the ball, but you don't have to. Intercept, punch, withdraw, and push. Because once you get down low, sometimes you just want to keep your feet spaced apart. You're in the rhythm. Intercept, punch, withdraw, push, turn. I'm just turning on my toes. Well, one set of toes. You can turn on your toes. You could turn on your heels. I like to turn on my toes when I'm making that turn. Turn back. Catch the ball here. Single whip. Intercept. Punch. Withdraw. And push. Another line plays with the ball. Circle step out. Single whip. Intercept. Punch. Withdraw. Push. Turn. Let's do two more, and this will be one of them. Nice big breath in. Breathe in all of that peace. Step out. Breathe out all of that stress. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Turn. Last one. Lion plays the ball left. Step out. Single whip. Intercept. And punch. Withdraw. Push. Breathe out. So close it the right way. Cross hands. Apparent closeness. Step back to blue G. Great job on lesson 8, you guys. Looking forward to seeing you for lesson 9. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. All right, you guys, welcome to lesson 9. And this is long river boxing. In this lesson, we're going to take what we learned in the 8 previous shorter lessons, we're going to roll them up into a longer lesson and sort of assemble the puzzle, so to speak. But before we get to that, I want to talk to you about 3 very important principles for the beginner. And so the first principle I want to talk to you about is controlling your body. And the second will be controlling your breath. And the third is controlling your mind. So what do I mean when I say these 3 controls? So the first is controlling your body. I hope I am the first teacher to ever ask you to just go through the motions. I just want you to go through the motions with me as best you can. And what that means is to meet me wherever you are. Okay? If you can't do the lion plays with the ball all the way on one foot, you got to keep a foot on the floor, do it. I want you guys to stay safe. I want you to learn this meditation without hurting yourself or anything like that. And then controlling your breath. So when I say to control your breath, I want you to have conscious control of your breathing. I want you to feel that nice natural in and where that in becomes an out breath. Because controlling your breathing is a very big part of what makes this meditation, or any meditation, a meditation. And then controlling your mind. Unfortunately, your mind can only focus on so many things at the same time. So these principles lean on each other in that sense. Because when you're moving and you're focusing on your breath, you don't have that much space left for distractions or your inner critic or whatever it is. So I want you to learn the names. Learning the names of the moves is an important aspect of this meditation, this art, this Qigong exercise, because it gives you something to feed to that internal dialogue and keep it occupied. And when you do that, when we put all three of these principles together, it creates a space where you can be in this moment. You can be free of your distractions, free of your worries and anxieties, whatever it is. And then you can slip into that flow state. And we can talk more about flow state later. But right now, it's time to get warmed up. So the first warm up I want to do is maybe just like a minute of bouncing. So I want you to shift your weight towards the balls of your feet, soften your knees, and then I want you to just bounce and relax. Take a nice deep breath here. Just let it all go. Feel that relaxation move from your shoulders down to your elbows, to your wrists, into your fingers. Just let this all shake. Just let this all relax. And if you're feeling some tension in your shoulders, bounce it and breathe into it and let it relax. Nice deep breath. Nice. All right, now we're going to review lesson 1, because lesson 1 was a warm-up. It's one of my favorite warm-ups, and it's knocking on the gate of life. So let's quickly review on how to find that point. Take one finger, put it in your belly button, 3 fingers from your hand, right below it, nobody else's hand, and then take that finger out of your belly button and put it right where your ring finger falls. And this is conception vessel number 7. And when we bring our mind's attention at this point, it improves our balance. So to warm it up, we're going to knock on it, just like this. So shift that weight side to side, turn your hips, relax and breathe. This is where we really start to take conscious control of the breathing. Nice deep breaths. Let that breath help to set the tempo and go slow, nice and slow. There's some fun little variations you can try to follow along with me on here. And keep that weight on one leg for a couple of knocks. Keep breathing. Let's do 3 more nice deep breaths and we'll move on to the next warm-up. Try to feel that place where your in-breath turns to an out-breath. right, good. So, what do we do after we warm up the gate of life? That balance point, that place that makes your balance better, we challenge our balance. It's the next best warm up for a beginner. So we're going to do walking on ice in the dark. So I want you to bring all of your weight to one side. And you can start by just tapping that foot across the floor and then set and shift. And bring all of your weight to this side. And tap that foot across the floor. Set and shift. We'll add a circle. Let's tap a circle to start with. Just tap it out. Set and shift. Bring all the weight over here to your left. Tap, tap, tap. Any Happy Gilmore fans out there? Tap, tap, taparoo. Alright, so let's try drawing a circle this time, nice and fluidly. Draw that circle. 1.5, set and shift. And now let's connect our breathing to this warm up. And breathe in as we empty this foot and put all of our weight over here. Breathe out as we circle. Set and shift. Breathe in. Circle. Find your spot. Set it down. Out. In. Circle. Up. Circle, set and shift. In, out. And this is a great exercise to meet me wherever you are. You tap it out. Just doing the stepping like this. That's great. I want to keep it nice and easy for the beginner here. In. Let's make this the last one. Good. Excuse me. Excellent. All right, so the next warm-up we're going to review is Old Man Rows the Boat Home at Sunset. So let's turn and face our left. Hands down low. Breathe in, let your hands rise, let your weight shift forward. Breathe out as you shift back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let it all go. Let's turn. Face our right. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's turn back to our left. Do 3 more here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Turn. Let's do 3 more over here. Excellent. Excellent. All right. So we should be a little warm right now. And now it's time for the explanation of long river boxing. let's talk about long river boxing. The long river boxing form, or the short form, it has the opening, the closing, it has lion plays with the ball in it, it has grasp the sparrow's tail in it, and it goes just like this. So I'm going to talk you through it, and then we're going to do some quiet practice afterwards, after I feel like it's been explained. So we start with Wu Ji, just like all of the Yang style forms. We start with Wu Ji, the infinity posture. We take a nice slow step to our left. Nice deep breath in. Your hands up, you down. Place hands on jade table. And this is where we set the intensity. And so for intensity for the beginner, I only ask you to go to about 3%, right? Just sink down 3%. I want you to know you're using your legs. I don't want you clenched or tight or whatever. I want you to know you're using your legs. Then we do lion plays with the ball right. Stroke the cub's belly. The lion plays with the ball left. And then we're going to take this ball and we're going to put it into the grasp the sparrow's tail sequence. And do that circling step out. And do ward off. Roll back. Press. And push. The grasp the sparrow's tail sequence. We're going to turn. And you can go all the way to empty here if you want. Or you can keep that foot out there. We're going to do single whip. So that means we're going to take all of these fingers and pinch them together. Stick this hand out gently. And at the same time, we're going to circle this one up and out. And then we'll do intercept, punch, withdraw, wipe off, and push. Then come back to center and cross hands. Nice job, you guys. We're halfway there. So we just closed to this side, right? Intercept and punch is the closing form. And so we do apparent closeness. And then lion plays with the ball to the opposite side of wherever we closed. And then straight into grasp the sparrow's tail. Ward off. Roll back and press. Step back and push. Turn. And do the single whip. Intercept and punch. Withdraw, wipe off, and push. Come back to center, cross hands, apparent closeness. And so we just closed over here. So we're going to catch that lion plays the ball on the opposite side. So now as we go through this round, I want to emphasize the breathing. Okay, so we breathe in when we have the ball. We breathe out as we set it on a shelf over there. Breathe in on rollback. Breathe out on press. Breathe in. Breathe out on push. Turn. And breathe in. Open that single whip. Intercept. And punch. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Back to center. Cross hands. So we just closed over here. And you catch another ball. You come all the way to close if you want, or all the way to empty. Step out. Grasp the sparrow's tail. Roll back and press. Sit back. Push. Turn. Do the single whip. Intercept. and punch, withdraw, and push. And back to center, cross hands, and catch a ball over here, right? It goes on and on and on like that. So long river boxing as a meditation, as an exercise, as a practice, it's one of the better ones that fits on a clock, so to speak. If you're pressed for time, you don't have a ton of time, just do it for 5 minutes. Just do it for 10 minutes, whatever, 7 minutes, however much time you have. Long river boxing is great for that because there's no end to it. You can just go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And you rely on the timer to help you find your final stopping point. Alternatively, you can also go to exhaustion. You can go until your legs are just done. So I'm going to step away for 1 second. I'm going to start a timer. And then we're going to do 10 minutes, about 10 minutes of some nice quiet practice. I'm still going to call out the moves. I'm still going to call out the breathing cues. But this is where you're hopefully going to get a taste of that flow state. Okay? So just 1 second. All right, you guys, the clock is ticking now. We got about 10 minutes of quiet practice ahead of us. So let's do infinity posture over here. So bring it all over to this side. Now we're going to take a nice deep breath and take a nice slow step to the right. Breathe in. Breathe out. Set that intensity to 3%. And lie in place with the ball. Step out and stroke the cub's belly. Lie in place with the ball. Step out. Grasp the sparrow's tail. Roll back. Press. Sit back and push. Turn. And do the single whip. Draw that hand across for intercept. Punch. Withdraw, wipe off. Push. Come back to center and cross hands. Now we just closed over here. So we're going to catch a ball over here. Breathe in. Breathe out as we ward off. Roll back. Breathe in. Breathe out on press. Turn. And do that single whip. Draw your hand across for intercept. Breathe out on punch. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come back to center and cross hands. Catch a ball over here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Back. Sit back and push. Turn. Do the single whip. Intercept and punch. Withdraw and push. Back to center. Apparent closeness. Crossing hands. Catch that ball. Breathe in. Breathe out. Catch that ball. Open that single whip. Nice and relaxed. Draw that hand across. I like to get my backhand involved too. Punch. Breathe in. Breathe out. Very closeness. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come back to single whip. Intercept and punch. Withdraw, wipe off, and push. Come back to center. Breathe in. As we draw that ball. Breathe out on water. Turn. Do the single whip. Intercept. And punch. Withdraw, wipe off, and push. Apparent closeness. Catch that ball. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Took an extra breath there for you guys. All this talking has me slightly off the rhythm. Turn. And single whip. Intercept and punch. Withdraw and push. Cross hands. Lion plays with the ball. Wash the sparrow's tail. Single whip. Intercept and punch. Withdraw and push. to center and cross hands. Breathe in right here. We're starting the last minute here, you guys, so just 1 minute left. Pull it off. Roll back. And press. Sit back. And push. Turn. And do that single whip. Intercept and punch. Withdraw. Push. Go back to center and cross hands. Catch that ball. Roll it off. And roll back. Press. And push. Are all of the moves that make up the Grasp the Sparrow's Tail sequence. And then we do single whip. Close with intercept and punch. Withdraw, wipe off, and push. And cross hands. And step it back together to back to infinity. All right. Great job, you guys. I hope we get to do this a bunch. It's a real pleasure. So thank you for joining me for this. We're separated by both time and space, but right now we share this moment, and I am grateful for this. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Welcome to lesson 10. And this lesson is going to be the first lesson in part 1 and how we're going to get to part 1. And this move that we're going to learn today can be done as a walking meditation if you want to look really silly out in the park, or really cool, either way. But this move is called brush knee. So we're just going to get right down to it. Let's do a little bit of warming up here. A little knocking on the gate of life. Remember, we want to bring our mind's attention to this point down here. Get our balance going on. So we're going to warm up a bit. Oh, the other fun thing you can do with knocking on the gate of life is box breathing. So you can take a nice slow 4-count breath in, or 4 taps. So 1, 2, 3, 4 breath in. Hold it for 4 taps. And then breathe out for 4 taps. So for people with ADHD who don't want to just sit down and try box breathing, you can stand up and do a little bit of movement while you do that box breathing to calm your mind. So now I'm going to do it again, except this time I'm going to do it. I'm not going to talk through it. And you slow those taps down a little bit. Nice, nice. All right, so let's get some balance going on here. So again, bring your mind's attention to that lower dantian. We're trying to focus on the middle down here, bring our mind's attention to our center of balance. And tap out some circles to start with. If that's easy enough, you can draw some circles. Switch it up. Set that one down, pick this one up. Tap some circles out over here. And we're really going to need our balance for this lesson today. because we're going to do some one-legged stuff. The brush knee has some shifting weight action to it. Switch that direction. Excellent. Oh. Do some shoulder rolling here. I really need it. The shoulder is still stiff. I don't know if it'll ever not be stiff now. There's permanent stiffness in there. Oh. Good. Let's do a little boat rowing action. So breathe in back here. Breathe out here. Turn. Do some boat rowing over here. So breathe in. All right. So we warmed up a little. So the brush knee, this one new move that we're going to talk about for this lesson, it looks just like this. Basically, you stand one foot in front of the other. You wind up and hold a ball. You're going to turn this hand down. You're going to take this hand and pretend like you have a ball in it. You're going to throw that ball, and at the same time, you're going to take this hand and brush your knee. And then play guitar. Wind up, brush knee. Play guitar. Wind up, brush knee. Play guitar. So now let's switch feet here. So put the other foot out in front. And you're going to hold that ball. Brush knee. Play guitar. Wind up, brush knee. Play guitar. Wind up, brush knee, play guitar. All right, so in part one, we are going to do 5 brush knees. We're going to do 2 on one side, 1 on the other, and then 2 on that same side. So if you're doing the right-handed form, you will go brush knee left, step up, brush knee right, and then brush knee left, and then the closing form. But for today, we're just going to walk it out, and we're going to switch every time. So I'm going to scooch back to the edge of what's possible. And we're going to start with a brush knee left, play guitar. And you turn that play guitar into a big ball, and you turn that big ball over and step up and brush knee right. Play guitar. Turn that big ball over, step up, brush knee left. Play guitar. Step up, brush knee right. Play guitar. One more. Probably all I got left in space. Yep, I'm at the edge of my frame. So we'll turn around. Go back the other way. Brush knee right. Play guitar. Step up. Brush knee left. Play guitar. Take that big ball. Turn it over. Brush knee right. Play guitar. Step up. Brush knee left. Play guitar. Last one. Brush knee right. play guitar. Turn. I don't know how much space you guys have, but this is all the space I got. So we're going to go back and brush knee left. Play guitar. Step up. Brush knee right. Play guitar. Step up. Brush knee left. Play guitar. Step up. Brush knee right one last time. Play guitar. Turn back this away. So now you can see how this is a walking meditation, right? Like you could just go down a trail like we've done it before. And just blast off down a trail and just do your walking Tai Chi the whole way down. And yeah, you might get some funny looks. But the most important thing is that your balance and your thighs will be hot when you get done. Brush knee right, play guitar. So, brush knee left, play guitar. So that's the brush knee, you guys. So give that a practice. And the next lesson, which hopefully will drop next week, we will add that and the transitions into Long River Boxing to show you part one. Because part one really isn't that far away from Long River Boxing. So, thank you for joining me. Please remember to like and subscribe to help our channel grow. Welcome to lesson 11. So we're going to get further into part one now. So I've taught you the middle part, the brush knee piece of it. We have the opening, we have the closing. Now we're going to talk about some of the transitions that happen in the beginning of part one. Okay? So let's get a little warmed up going. So we're going to do some knocking on the gate of life here. So remember, we're going to try to time some breathing into this exercise. Just like 4 taps. Breathe in. Hold it for 4 taps. Breathe out for 4 taps. Hold empty for 4 taps. There you go. Go back to breathing normal. But that's the breathing for this exercise. You want to time it for the taps. Good, good, good. Let's do a minute of boat rowing. So we remember we start with our hands back here. Big breath in. Shift your weight forward. And let the arms float forward. Back. Turn. Let's do some over here. Switch the breathing for this one. We'll breathe in here. Breathe out here. Go. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and scooch way over here, at least 2 steppies here. We're at the edge of what's possible. Very good. All right, so part one opens with that nice slow step. I'm gonna take a nice slow step, step it out, dig that foot in, breathe in. Hands up, you down. And since I step left, I'm going to catch a ball over here for lion place of the ball. Stroke the cub's belly. The lion plays with the ball over here. Step out and do grasp the sparrow's tail. Press. And push. Turn. This is the single whip, if you recall. We're going to pinch all of these fingers together at the top into the beak hand. We're going to open up into single whip. I know this is the new stuff right here, okay? So we're going to step forward and do a little lion plays with the ball, but only for a second, just to move through it. And then we're going to do lifting hands. And then white crane cools wings. And then we're going to wind up and brush knee. Play guitar. So let's back it up. We're going to back it up to single whip here again. We can show that part off again. So from single whip, we step through a lion plays with the ball to lifting hands. And in lifting hands, we're going to circle this upper hand towards the middle. I'm going to circle this one towards the outside. And shift our weight at the same time towards this leg that's in the front. And we finish. Put this hand up and this hand down. And we wind up and brush knee. Play guitar. And you can turn that sequence into its whole own little qigong exercise. Very similar to long river boxing, where you just go from one side to the other side, and you can do it a bunch until you feel comfortable adding it to the form if you want. And so let's back up to single whip, and we'll do lifting hands, white crane cools wings, wind up and brush knee, play guitar. Then we just rewind that play guitar into a lifting hands. And they're not the same, but they're similar. And then we do white crane cools wings over here. Wind up and brush knee. Play guitar. And then rewind that to the lion plays with the ball, to lifting hands. White crane cools wings. Wind up and brush knee. Play guitar. See? I almost did it. I almost just did lifting hands. And it's really just a simple bit of the angle. So we rewind that to lifting hands. White crane cools wings. Back to brush knee. And this will be the last one of this. And then we'll move back into the form. All right. So we're going to back up. This looks like my spot. So we're going to back up to single whip. Step through to lifting hands. Through lion plays with the ball to lifting hands. White crane cools wings. Wind up and brush knee. Play guitar. And wind up again and brush knee. Play guitar. Now right here, we're going to take this really big ball and turn it over. So we're going to catch a big ball, roll it over. We're going to step up and do one brush knee on this side. See, I was distracted there. Let me show that again. So let's put it into the form. So let's back up to single whip. We're going to do that step through to lion plays with the ball, into lifting hands, white crane cools wings, into brush knee, play guitar, wind up again, and brush knee, play guitar. Now we're going to turn this big ball over here and do one brush knee on this side, play guitar, turn that big ball over again, brush knee, play guitar, wind up, brush knee, play guitar, and then intercept and punch, withdraw, and push. Come back to center, cross hands, just step it back together and close up right there. Now let's start back from the edge of what's possible. I might scooch back just a skosh here. Makes a little bit more possibilities. All right, so let's try to add some breathing to it this time. I'm going to breathe in right here while we take that nice slow step towards the center. Breathe in. Breathe out. Place hands on jade table. Lie in place of the ball. Stroke the cub's belly. Lie in place with the ball. Circle step out and do grasp the sparrow's tail. So it's a breath out right there. Breathe in right here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Turn. And do the single whip. Step through that lion plays the ball for a second. Right into lifting hands. White crane cools wings. Wind up. Brush knee. Play guitar. Wind up. Brush knee. Play guitar. Turn that big ball over and step up. One brush knee on this side. Play guitar. Turn that big ball over. Brush knee here. Play guitar. Wind up. Last one. So here's the breathing though, right? We breathe in on that wind up. Breathe out on that throwing the ball. Play guitar. And intercept. And punch. Withdraw. And push. Back to center. Cross hands. Close it up right there. All right. So that should give you guys something good to practice until next week. And next week we'll talk about more of the breathing. I don't want to overwhelm you guys with all of that flow. And some of the nuances of part one. And then we'll start breaking down part two. Part two is a lot longer than part one. So we'll start breaking down the elements of part two and then stringing some of that in. All right? Thanks for joining me for lesson 11. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. All right, welcome to lesson 12. This is going to be fine-tuning part one, but let's get started with some warm-ups here. Going to do knocking on the gate of life. Just remember some deep breaths here while we tap this out. It's a good time to check your posture and take control of your breathing. Like I said before in last week's episode, we can always add box breathing to this, where you breathe in for a certain number of taps, hold for a certain number of taps, you breathe out for a certain number of taps, and you hold that breath out for a certain number of taps. So if that's the rhythm you want, feel free. Good. Love knocking on the gate of life. This is one of my favorites. But we must move on. So let's Do some shoulder rolls here. So breathe in, circle your shoulders. Keep some bounce in here. I need to bounce. Oh yeah, that's just what the doctor ordered. Oh, that's good. That's good. So let's do some lion plays with the ball as a warm-up. Okay, so shift all of your weight over here to your right leg. Put that right hand up, left hand down. And we're going to circle step out, stroke the cub's belly. Lion plays with the ball left. Breathe in. Circle step out, stroke the cub's belly. Just go back and forth here for a minute. Breathe in. Breathe out. Excellent, excellent. All right, so the brush knee. You guys have had a week to marinate on the lesson of brush knee, right? So, brush knee. And one of the subtle things that I didn't mention, I wanted to give you guys some time to just practice going through, doing some brush knee, play guitar, brush knee, play guitar. But one of the subtleties about it is that its full name is the brush knee twist step. And so when you do that brush knee, I want you to pay attention to my back foot here. You brush knee, but you twist this foot in. You turn this heel out while you're going through that motion. And you kind of bring it back in when you do play guitar. You wind up and do it again. And when you do that big turnover, you should turn that heel in just slightly, turn it over, and then brush knee twist step. So hopefully you guys can see that footwork. It's subtle and it's a lot, or it's just another element. I wouldn't say it's a lot. Definitely just another subtle element that we want to add so you guys have the full experience of the form. You know, I want you guys to learn the form step by step. And so let's start way over here where things, the end of what's possible. Yep, there we go. All right, so we start in Wu Ji. We're going to take a nice slow step to the left. Breathe in. Breathe out. Place hands on jade table. Or hands up, you down. And lion plays with the ball right. Stroke the cub's belly. Lion plays with the ball left. Step out and grasp the sparrow's tail. Roll back and press. Sit back. Push. Turn. Do the single whip. Step up and through that lion plays with the ball. So lifting hands. White crane cools wings. Empty that foot. Shift your weight. We're going to wind up. Brush knee. Play guitar. Wind up. Brush knee. Play guitar. Shift that big ball around. One brush knee right. play guitar. Turn that big ball over again. Brush knee left. Play guitar. Wind up. Brush knee left. Play guitar. Set that foot down. Intercept and punch. Withdraw and push. Come back to center. Cross hands. Step it back together. Now let's rewind. Come back to the edge of what's possible. And we're going to do it again. So big breath in. Slow step to the left. Breathe in. Place hands on J table. Lion places the ball right. Stroke the cub's belly. Lion places the ball left. Breathe in. Breathe out and grasp the sparrow's tail. Roll back. Press. Sit back and push. Turn. And do the single whip. Step up and through. That lion plays with the ball. Into lifting hands. White crane cools wings. Wind up and brush knee. Play guitar. Wind up and brush knee. Play guitar. Step up and roll that big ball over. One brush knee right. Play guitar. Wind up. Brush knee. Remember to turn that heel out, that twist step. Wind up. Brush knee left. Play guitar. And intercept. And punch. Withdraw. And push. Back to center. Cross hands. Close it up. All right. Excellent work, you guys. Excellent work. Just make sure you practice this. We're building here, so that's part one. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. Welcome to lesson 13. I am so excited. We're going to finally get into part two. But don't worry, I'm not going to overwhelm you with the whole thing or whatever. We're going to break it into little tiny bites. So let's just get started with some warming up here. Do some knocking on the gate of life. Let's catch some big breaths here. Nice big breath in. Nice slow breath out. Just go about 1 minute on this warm up. Love it. Love it. This is one of my favorites, like I've said so many times before. Just do a few shoulder rolls here. Shirt down. All right. So, let's see here. What's next? Let's do some boat rowing. What do you say? So let's make a lunge this way, hands on our hips. Shift all of our weight back and shift it forward. Shift it back. Breathe in. Right here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's turn. Do some over here. So breathe in back here. Breathe out. There's a dog slowly rolling into the frame. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right, we did some boat rowing and some knocking on the gate of life. Part 2 is definitely going to test your balance. We want to warm up our balance, so let's do some walking on ice in the dark here. So bring your mind's attention to this point, and let's do some circle stepping here. And remember, we can always coordinate our breath to this too, so breathe in when your feet are close, breathe out as that circle gets wider. Good, and let's shift it over here. Do some bouncing. So the last warm-up I want to show you before we get into part 2 is this coordinated motion of lifting a leg and lifting a hand at the same time. So we're going to do a stationary repulse the monkey. So we're going to shift all of our weight to one side, and we're going to lift this foot and this hand at the same time, set it down. Shift all of our weight over here, do the same thing over here. So we just want to practice coordinating this motion because it's a big part of part 2. So you lift the leg, lift the hand, as if there were a string attached to your hand and your knee, because we want to coordinate those two. Shift it back over here, do a couple more on this side. All right. So I'm going to move over to the edge of what's possible, and we are going to go through part 1 and move into part 2, and I will call out the new moves and explain them as we get through them. All right? All right. Edge of what's possible? Yep. Big breath here. Nice slow step to the left. Hands up. You down. Place hands on jade table. We do lion plays the ball. Stroke the cub's belly. The lion plays with the ball. Circle step out. Grasp the sparrow's tail. Press. And push. Get that single whip. Step up and through. A lion plays the ball to lifting hands. White crane cools wings. Wind up. Brush knee. Play guitar. Wind up. Brush knee. Play guitar. Roll that big ball over and do one brush knee right. Play guitar. Roll that big ball over again. Brush knee. And remember to twist that step out, alright? So brush knee, twist step. Play guitar. Wind up and brush knee. Play guitar. Intercept and punch. Withdraw and push. Come back to center here and cross hands. And now here's that modified grasp the sparrow's tail. So we're going to turn and open to our right. We're going to open up and embrace tiger, return to mountain. And we're going to take this big ball that we're holding, we're going to roll it over, squish it down, and press, and then push. All right, so let's take that back from cross hands. So we go cross hands, embrace tiger, return to mountain, roll it over, press, and push. Then we're going to turn and do the single whip. And now we're going to move into fist under elbow. So we're going to shift all of our weight forward into a lion plays with the ball. Relax back into this foot. Shift all of your weight back here. And bring this lower hand up to your elbow in a fist. And shift all of your weight back here. Empty this leg. All right? So we did single whip, quick lion plays with the ball, into fist under elbow. Now we're going to stretch back and start the repulse monkey sequence here. And here's that coordinated hand and foot. I'm going to step 1 step backwards, 2 steps back, 3 steps backwards. And then another quick little lion plays with the ball into slant flying. We'll come back to cross hands here. Actually, let's move back over here. We'll start it from this side. So from this cross hands, embrace tiger, return to mountain. Roll it back and press. Sit back and push. Turn. And do the single whip. Step up and fist under elbow. Settle into that back leg and empty this front one. Stretch this arm back and look at it back there. And we're going to bring it up. And there's a little lion plays with the ball here as we coordinate this lift and step into the 3 backward steps of the repulse monkey sequence. Slant flying. And we come back to center and cross hands and close that. We'll step it back together and close up there. All right. So practice that, you guys, and we are going to build off of that every week, right? So I'm going to break part 2 into little 3 move sections, and we're going to move our way through it, and then eventually you'll also know part 2. All right? So I'll see you next week for lesson 14. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Welcome to lesson 14, where we are diving further into part 2. All right? So I'm going to change the format of these just a little bit, and we're going to introduce, so we're going to warm up, I'm going to introduce the new sequence, and then we're going to stick it into the form. All right? So let's go ahead and get started with the warm-up. Do some knocking on the gate of life here, because if you've been following, you know that this is one of my favorites. So, big breath in. Nice and slow. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Nice slow breath out. Alright, that's about 1 minute of that. I want to try to keep these lessons to a reasonable amount of time for you guys. So let's do some balance work. Shift all your weight over to one side. We're going to do walking on ice in the dark. And we breathe and circle. Make sure you bring your mind's attention back to the lower Dandian here to help activate that balance. A couple more on this side. Set this guy down. Shift all of your weight back to this side. Breathe in. And circle and breathe out. Remember, you can tap these circles out if you want. Just drag your foot around heavy. You can drag it around extra empty. Whatever is comfortable for you. Whatever is comfortable. All right, let's do some boat rowing. Then we're going to jump into the new stuff, and then we're going to review the form. All right, so breathe in back here. Stand in that lunge. Shift your weight forward and breathe out. Ooh. Don't overshift your weight. And remember, we're not going to let our knee go beyond our toes like we're doing this against a wall. We just bounce right off that little rubber wall. Turn. And do some on this side. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right, so the new bit of part 2 that I want to teach you guys today is from slant flying to the next grasp the sparrow's tail. And then we'll finish it with the closing sequence and close the form there. And so slant flying is the last movement of the repulse the monkey, and it finishes just like this. And it goes right into